1. Scientists get unique insight into oceans on Jupiter's moon Europa. Astronomers have found a new explanation for how the icy shell of Jupiter's moon Europa rotates at a different rate than its interior. New computer modeling suggests that the water may be pushing the ice shell along, possibly speeding up and slowing down the rotation of the moon's icy shell over time. 2. NASA and Axiom Space going to reveal the new Artemis 3 spacesuit prototype today. Don't miss it. 3. Spain's race to space about to blast off with reusable rocket launch. 2 Spanish engineers hope to put their country at the forefront of the space transport industry with the launch of what could be the first private reusable rocket from Western Europe later this year. Raúl Torres and Raúl Verdú, who work for Spanish launch company PLD Space, have named their suborbital micro-launcher Miura-1 after a renowned breed of bull in Spain's bullfighting tradition. 4. 3D printed rocket remains grounded after more launch aborts. A rocket made almost completely of 3D printed parts came within a half-second of blasting off Saturday on its debut flight but remained grounded after back-to-back launch aborts. The engines ignited, but abruptly shut down, leaving Relativity Space's rocket, named Terran, standing on its pad. Launch controllers reset the countdown clocks and aimed for the last possible moment of the 3-hour window at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. But once again, onboard flight computers halted the countdown, this time with 45 seconds remaining. Relativity Space blamed the afternoon's first problem on automation software and the second on low fuel pressure. The first launch attempt, on Wednesday, was aborted at the 1-minute mark because of a bad valve. There was no immediate word on when the company might try again. At 110 feet, 33 meters, the rocket is relatively small. Relativity Space said 85% of the rocket, including its engines, came out of its huge 3D printers at company headquarters in Long Beach, California. Today's meme. Six. Object about to crash into moon most likely from Chinese spacecraft. Astronomer says, the rocket stage detached from a Chinese spacecraft is most likely the object set to strike the moon on March 4, an astronomer tracking near-Earth objects says after weighing launch time and lunar trajectory, as well as correcting previous mistakes. Bill Gray, who runs Project Pluto, said the object on a collision course with the moon most likely comes from the Chinese Chang'e 5 T1 mission launched in October 2014 on a Long March 3C rocket, according to Ars Technica. As part of China's lunar exploration program, Chang'e 5 T1 was an experimental robotic spacecraft, which was launched to the moon on October 23, 2014, by the China National Space Administration, CNSA, for atmospheric re-entry tests. It was named after the Chinese moon goddess Chang'e. According to Gray, the Chinese lunar mission sent a small spacecraft to the moon as a precursor test for an eventual lunar sample return mission. He held that its launch time and lunar trajectory are almost an exact match for the orbit of the object that will hit the moon in March. 7. NASA's big, new moon rocket begins rollout en route to launch pad tests. NASA's next-generation moon rocket began a highly anticipated, slow-motion journey out of its assembly plant en route to the launch pad in Florida on Thursday for a final round of tests in the coming weeks that will determine how soon the spacecraft can fly. 8. Planet Parade, 5 planets and moon to form cosmic lineup in June. Here's a rare gathering of several visible planets, which we've been enjoying in the pre-dawn heavens for the last few months, including several close conjunctions, has now started spacing out. The result? A lineup of all 5 naked-eye planets of our solar system, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, in that order. Coincidentally, that's their natural order from the Sun, making the already rare spectacle even more extraordinary. The celestial series stretches from low in the eastern horizon to higher in the south. The Moon joins the Planet Parade June 23. 9. In a rare capture, NASA's James Webb Telescope captures star on cusp of death. NASA on Tuesday released images of WR-124, which is a rare Wolf-Rayet star present in the constellation Sagittarius at a distance of 15,000 light-years from Earth. 10. A super-Earth will toss us into the Sun or leave us lost in interstellar space. Super-Earths are pretty common in other star systems, but what if one was to appear in our solar system? A study tried to find out more about a what-if scenario related to a super-Earth in our solar system, and the results were pretty scary. Scientists have seen the space between Mars and Jupiter as a gap, and in their quest to fill that gap, they decided to come up with an imaginative super-Earth. Researchers at the University of California, Riverside found that the appearance of a giant super-Earth will spell doom for the Earth and end all life on our planet. The appearance of an exoplanet in our solar system might lead to some super scary scenarios, the study says. A super-Earth will probably toss Earth, Mercury and Venus into the Sun or leave us wandering in interstellar space. Earth's orbit would be affected in such a way by the super-Earth that its shape would change and it would pretty much become less habitable. Earth won't be the only one to be affected by a super-Earth. These exoplanets can be anywhere from 1.5 to 10 times as massive as Earth and will have the ability to cause destruction on other bigger planets, such as Uranus or Neptune, which will be kicked out of the solar system.